Jesus was a teacher, he was also a healer. People flocked to him, they came from far and wide. Crowds gathered wherever he went. Among these crowds were his disciples. These were men and women who followed Jesus. They listened to his teachings. They learned from his example. The most famous disciples were the 12 apostles, but there were many more who followed Jesus. The 12 apostles were Jesus' closest followers. He chose them specifically. He wanted them to continue his work. Jesus gave them authority to heal the sick. He also gave them the power to drive out demons. Mark's gospel tells us their names. They were Simon, Peter, James, John, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot. Each of them played a unique role in Jesus' ministry. Jesus had even more disciples than the 12. In Luke's gospel we learn about 70 others. Jesus sent them out on a special mission. They were to go ahead of him to every town he planned to visit. Their task was to proclaim the good news of God's kingdom. They were to heal the sick and announce Jesus' arrival. These 70 disciples represent the wider circle of Jesus' followers. The 70 disciples returned from their mission. They were filled with joy. They had seen God's power at work. They had healed the sick. They had cast out demons. Jesus rejoiced with them. He told them not to rejoice in their power. Instead, they should rejoice because their names were written in heaven. This story shows us that Jesus valued all of his disciples. Jesus' call to discipleship did not end with the 12 or the 70. In Matthew's gospel, Jesus gives his followers a mission. He tells them to go and make disciples of all nations. We are called to be Jesus' disciples today. We are to follow his teachings. We are to share his love with the world. We are part of the continuing story of discipleship.